Welcome to today's webinar presented by Supercoder.com. Supercoder.com is an online coding solution offering Part A and B coding reference tools, resources, and not more than 30 specialty coding and compliance newsletters from the Coding Institute in one site. I hope you enjoy this short session.
Just send me a direct email and I'll be happy to answer it for you. If I'm on the road, I may not get back to you right away, but I will answer your email. So by all means, feel free to do so. I just did say it. Never mind. Okay, so let's get started on this because we have like 60 slides here for an hour, and that will really be a good pace that we have to keep on. So let's look at slide number 3. I went through and tried to pick out as many of the vascular interventional procedures that are pretty high-end, that can get quite cumbersome at times and tricky, and tried to go through and give you as much information as I possibly could on these. So sometimes the slides are just like packed full of information and you're like, oh my word. The whole point of these handouts, of course, is that you have a reference later on and use them as a resource. So that's another reason why they're packed full of information. But one of the first big procedures for RVUs, of course, in interventional procedures is embolization. As you well know, embolization is when you're trying to occlude a vessel, and there's many ways that you can do that. I have many kinds of embolization venues, if you will, on the slide there that you can read as well as I can. One note that I have there is that with these tissue adhesives, or you see them referred to perhaps as liquid embolic systems, that's a mixture that the radiologist or whomever is, the vascular surgeon or whoever is working on this, it's actually a mixture of glue and an oil and tantalum powder that they mix together and use to occlude these AVMs or that they are going to be coming along with. So that's your embolization. On slide 4, one of the things you have to keep in mind, diagnostic angiograms can be reported separately, and you're going to have to put a 59 modifier on those to let the insurance carriers know that they are diagnostic. They're not the ones that you're doing to map out where you're going to start the embolization. Catheterization is also coded separately for embolization procedures. Very often there's more than one vessel is embolized, but the embolization is only coded per operative field, regardless of how many vessels are in that site. Now the difference is if they are treating separate and distinct aneurysms, then they should be coded separately as operative fields. But still in all, the individual vessels that are feeding the aneurysm are considered part of that aneurysm, and you're not going to be doing those separately. On slide 5, this is your reminder. Angiograms performed with embolizations to figure out where they're actually going to start to embolize. In other words, where along the vessel they want to start the occlusion. Those are not diagnostic angiograms. Remember, diagnostic means that the radiologist is being asked to diagnose a problem. Like the patient is coming to them with symptoms, and they're being asked, well, what's causing these symptoms? By the time you get to the various procedures we're talking about today, it's already a known entity as what the problem is. So when they do angiograms, they are not necessarily diagnostic ones if they're just trying to figure out where to start the embolization within the operative field. So be careful. I've also seen where radiologists are aware of this, so they'll say that this is a diagnostic angiogram as I'm trying to figure out where this embolization is going to go, and just putting the word diagnostic in front of the word angiogram doesn't make it so. So that's where the value of you coders come in, is you know what you're looking for, and if they don't have it written in there, then you can go back to them and say, look, you need to say this if that's what you mean, so that you can get paid, and if not, we're not going to go ahead and code it anyhow because we don't want to get you into trouble. So survey of the surgical field is part of the embolization procedure, and you're not going to be reimbursed on top of the embolization for anything like that. On slide 6.
SuperCoder is the fastest growing online reference tool with more than 25,000 subscribers. Call 866-228-9252 to get a free product demo or sign up at supercoder.com for a 7-day free trial.